Good morning, guys. Welcome back or to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be starting the teardown process of the 6. Earlier, while I was working on some stuff, my grandpa got some stuff moved around in the shop, and the floor somewhat swept. Didn't worry about it too much. But anyway, what we're going to do, I have to ship the turbo out to Turbo Time. I did get it boxed up while he was working on that. So it's boxed up, it's ready to go. They sent me a label. So I gotta get that printed out. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna fire the truck up here, pull it down to the shop, and go ahead and start tear down. So the goal for, I guess, this video is to get the front end off the truck and maybe a few other things back to the radiator. I don't want to pull the radiator quite yet because, well, I have no way to loop the transmission lines around, and I still want to be able to start it and pull it in and out of the shop, at least until we get ready to pull the motor out. So, anyway, I'm going to grab a tripod. We're going to get the kind of the last cold start on this thing for a little while, and get it down here to the shop. And while we're draining the coolant, because I'm going to go ahead and drain the coolant. While we're draining the coolant, I'll get the turbo shipped off, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the truck in here. My grandpa also put up another row of lights, which is going to be very nice for this. But regardless, we're going to go ahead. I'll say I am going to go ahead and get started here. So, grill, headlights, bumper, all this is coming off. So, I think I'm going to start with the bumper, and, well, I need to open the shop door for the bumper, because I think I'm going to throw the bumper in the bed. So, I went ahead and got everything out of here, except for the ball. Pulled the ball out, that way it's not sticking up, catching on everything. Rolled the cover up, and then when the truck goes back out, I can roll the cover back and everything will be nice and protected. The headlights will go in here. While I'm thinking about it, go ahead and unlock the doors. There's not anything in here. So the headlights and the, the expensive stuff will go in the back seat. But I guess first things first, we need to get the fog lights unplugged, get the side brackets, bolts out, get the front off, get the front bumper off. After the front bumper goes off, we'll get this grill off, then we'll get the headlights out. I also need to, this is going to take a little longer for me, because I have headlight wiring to deal with. So I need to get all the headlight wiring off. I have that there. And then over here, I have the power, the relay, and the other stuff. I have the halo controller down in here. So I'm going to take all that stuff off. I'm going to get it all out of my way. That way, we ain't got to worry about it. So, like these will have to come off here, which I used, well, okay. I thought I used pliers on those, but we'll get all this stuff off, and then, like I said, we'll start moving our way back. So, the radiator is drained, but we're not going to take the radiator out, because the transmission lines are, well, I think I already talked about that. We don't have a way to loop those together, so when we start the truck, it'll pump all of the trans fluid out, which we don't want to do. So, we'll leave the radiator in until we start to dive into the motor. But I think as far as, intercooler, AC condenser, all that stuff, we'll get all that out. I did take this to a buddy's shop and had him evacuate the AC system. So it is clear. It is, I believe, illegal to just let that off into the atmosphere. So take your truck to somebody and get it evacuated. So that's done. And then under here, what we might do is go ahead, pull the intake, pull the degas bottle, you know, some stuff up here. But the main focus for right now is going to be to get this front end off. I don't want to get too crazy because, well, as y'all can see, it's just me. So some of this stuff's going to be a little tricky, but I'll figure it out. I always do. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go get started, pull this front bumper off, and get started on the whole front end here. Also, I want to go ahead and mention, if you enjoyed today's video, find it helpful, or you just like the video, please get down there, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and drop me a comment. We're trying to hit 4,000 subscribers before April 1st, so we're getting pretty close. I'm pretty sure we can make it. So anyway, like I said, if y'all would get on there, smash that subscribe button, I really would appreciate it. But anyway, let's get back to the video. All right, so we got headlights out, course ward off, bumper off, grill off, got stuff. And what I'm doing, I'm putting bolts back in everything. And the light bar front camera came off of that, so it's coming along. All right, so I think we have come to a stopping point. I am covered in pag oil from the condenser. So I guess it still had just a little pressure. It didn't have any Freon in it, but it had a little bit of pressure, which is interesting. And, well, pag oil went everywhere. So, anyway, we got this wiring stuff separated. We got everything removed that is kind of removable. These are hardwired in for the halos, the turn signals in the halos. So those are not going to come out. Get that zip tie out of here. Those are not going to come out. Those are going to stay, which, I mean, they're not going to be an issue. So I'll tuck these like I did that other side. But everything that run across has all been removed or moved. So we had some headlight wiring from the DRL headlights that I had. That has been moved all over there. To fully remove that, what I would need to do is pull the wire that goes into the cab and all that stuff. And that's not really a concern at the moment. And I think at some point I'm going to run those headlights again. So I'll get this tucked here in a minute. But that's all removed. The Moto controller has been removed. It's over here. Where's it at? It's over there. I took my amp wire off. It is out of the way, so when we pull this, it's not hindering us in any way. Also zip ties. But what we're going to do tomorrow, I took these covers and dropped them down. So tomorrow, we're going to roll the truck out of here, and we're going to get all of this nastiness cleaned up in here. I mean, this truck's got 269,000, 270,000 miles, somewhere in there. So, I mean, it's kind of earned it. But all this in here is all nice and nasty and grimy. So, we'll get all that cleaned up. We'll get this cleaned up while this is off. And then we'll pull the truck back in here. That's why all the coolers are still on at the moment. Intercooler's still hooked up, because we didn't have to worry about getting water into anything. And currently, we don't have to worry about water getting into anything, except for these. Which for these, we'll take some sandwich bags, put over those, zip tie them around the lines, and they'll be good to go. So, that's where we're at. After this, tomorrow, what we'll do, after we wash this and we'll pull it back in here, and I'll get started pulling the charge pipes, the hot side and the cold side, the intake, we'll pull it. This we're going to leave until we get ready to powder, and then that'll probably be after we pull the motor out. But when we get ready to powder, we'll take this off, which is not too difficult. We just want to leave it on so the wire stays out of the way. We'll remove the coolant filter, the radiator, the intercooler, and then these coolers here. I believe we're going to completely remove. So after that, we'll also pull the batteries, because then after all this is removed, the truck will no longer be runnable, I guess. So then we'll pull the degas bottle, we'll pull the batteries, we'll pull this battery tray, because this battery tray has, well, you can't see it, this piece that goes over and under, which just gets in the way. But we'll pull all that stuff as well. Pull the alternator, pull the turbo. I don't know if we're gonna get all this done tomorrow, but y'all get the idea, and get this thing prepped to pull the motor. So one issue currently, we have an engine stand. It is in storage, but we do not have an adapter for this motor. So we'll have to figure out something for that. I didn't think about that. Or we might not worry about it. We might just get a tire, you know, throw a tire on it and sand it and call it good. I don't know. But regardless, I'm tired. This is not, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not bad. What is bad is me sleeping 2 hours a day, and yeah. So anyway, I guess I'll catch y'all in the morning. We'll back this thing out of here. We'll bring the pressure washer out, get this sprayed in with some nice degreaser, and see if we can get all this gunk and crap cleaned up. Also, while the motor is out of the truck, I do have plans to get up in there and do a bunch of cleaning. I would like to paint the frame, rails while the motor's out, and some other stuff. So this thing will go back together with a bunch of new parts, but also much nicer than it came apart with. So anyway, I'm gonna pick all these tools up, and well, I guess I will catch y'all tomorrow, and we will go from there. All right, so it is the next day. It's a little later in the day than I wanted to get started, just simply because of, well, last night I decided to go for a head clearing drive, and I didn't get back till 1:30 this morning. But anyway, I'm gonna drive this up to the house. We got the pressure washer up at the house, so I did get some degreaser. We actually have a bunch of degreaser, so got some degreaser, and I'm gonna take this thing and get it cleaned up. So sorry I'm not paying attention, but like I was saying, did mix up some degreaser. We got the pressure washer out, one of them. So we're working on getting this thing cleaned up. I did get some like sandwich bags. The neighbors are giving me some funny looks here, but I did get some sandwich bags that we're gonna zip tie over the AC lines. That way you don't get a bunch of stuff in there. And get this thing cleaned up, let it sit out here for a little bit, and kind of dry. And well, I guess we'll see what we can do with this thing, because it is very, very dirty, and I don't want it to go back together that dirty. So anyway, and it'll make things easier taking apart, because everything won't be super filthy. So let's get out here and let's get with it. All right, so it is now the next day. It is very, very windy outside, but regardless, I figured last night we would just chill and you know, not work on this. So anyway, it is now completely dry. It was still a little bit wet last night, so now it is completely dry, so we should be good to go. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna get the degas bottle off, go ahead and get our intake off, and our charge piping. This guy here, since it is teed in for our coolant filter, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it off the radiator, take it off the degas bottle, swing it over there. We'll have to cut the zip ties here. I do like how we did that though. That is nice because it keeps it tucked, and I think it just looks clean that way. So I might see if I can get another coolant filter kit and whatnot, one that is not blue, because when I ordered this one, I fully intended to do blue on this truck, and as you can see, we didn't do blue, we did purple. So I might see if I can get like a red one or something, because that would look good, to do just a little bit of red under here. But regardless, we'll figure that out later. We got a while before we got to figure that one out. So anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get to the coolers today. We will see. I'm thinking this is gonna make a mess, and I don't want to be walking around in the mess while I'm doing this stuff, getting up and down off of that thing and all that. So I really need to get some pig mats. But regardless, go ahead. Like I said, we're gonna pull the charge pipes, the intake, the degas bottle, and then all this stuff might be in the next video. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here and start tearing this thing apart some more. All right, guys, so we got the intake out, the degas bottle's out, cold and hot side charge pipes are out. I still need to get the clamp. The clamp for this one decided it wanted to kamikaze its way into the abyss down there, as you can see right there. So I need to get it. I'll get it in a minute. That won't be a big deal. It ain't gonna hurt nothing where it's at. But I'm trying to keep track of everything. So perks of it just being me, because it is indeed just me out here. Because I can do what I want to, and I don't have to have nobody in my ear telling me how to work on my truck, which is fantastic. Which, you know, I don't know if I'd actually know that. That is a theory, because, well, typically it's only me. My grandpa's, I don't know, he's inside doing something, I don't know. But, you know, it's just me right now. So I'm enjoying the quiet time working on the 6.0. So anyway, what we're gonna do next, and I think I'm gonna call it here, because I have a meeting with WaySafe here in a little bit. So that's a perfect time to mention, I will leave a link, or not a link, I'll leave all my discount codes for all the companies that we've had the opportunity to work with here on the channel in the description. Big thank you to all of those awesome companies. You know, it's like Blessed Performance, okay? I don't get paid by Blessed Performance, but Blessed Performance has been a huge, huge help. There's some companies I do get a little commission off of stuff if y'all buy, but companies like Blessed Performance, Matt did give me a little bit of discount on some stuff, which is awesome. But Matt has been super, super helpful, and I've been very happy with most of my Blessed Performance products. So I can't complain too much. And Matt is trying. So Matt, if you're watching this video, we appreciate you. But regardless, like I said, I am trying to put the bolts back in everything. So when we go back together, we'll be good. Like the header panel, all the bolts are back in for that. The grill, all the bolts are in the header panel for the grill. the bolts for the bumper brackets, you know, all that stuff. I'm trying to put as much stuff back as I can, unless it's going to be in the way. So that's something I'm trying to pay attention to. But regardless, we're making progress. So like I said, next I think I'm going to get the upper radiator hose off. I already got the lower. You can't see it down there, but it's off. Pulled it yesterday, drained just a little more coolant out of here. So we'll get this radiator hose off, get it out of the way, get the coolant filter off. Now the coolant filter, for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it over here, and I'm going to try to take these and see if I can nicely put those over there. And then when we continue with this, we might pull it off at this first clamp here and get the whole thing out of our way. I think that would make things a little easier. So anyway, like I said, I think that's probably going to be all I'm going to do today, but I'll update y'all. I'm trying to watch the clock and coordinate. So anyway, but yes, we have that. We have that call with WaySafe that I need to do. I know I could probably reschedule it, but I want to get that done. Then I have to go do some other stuff, and then when I come back, I'm going to help Dalton finish his wrap before a dance that he's going to this weekend. So busy day, but we're going to get everything going here and see what all we can get tore apart on the old 6.0 today. All right, so I was actually moving a whole lot quicker than I thought I was. So we got both batteries out, coolant filters off. Like I said, separated it at the first clamp here, and then here, pulled the whole thing off in a T. As you can see here, and it's leaking coolant, but whatever. I'm setting everything in the bed. We got the upper radiator hose off. The batteries are off. The intermediate portion of the fan shroud is off. So we're looking pretty good here. So next I'm gonna go ahead and pull this radiator. So I still need to undo the transmission lines down there, but that should be simple enough. So we're looking pretty good. And then what I'm gonna have to do for the battery cable is I'll come over here, we will separate it. I really don't want to. What I'll do is I'll pull this bolt and separate the terminal off of this wire here, which I don't know for sure where this one goes, but I'll pull this bolt, separate it here, then we'll take this and we'll roll it up over here. That way it's not just hanging around. And I think that'll be easiest. I've already separated this wire here, which runs into the engine harness, so it is good to go. And then once we get the radiator out, we'll go ahead and start on this stuff up here. So when I pulled the intercooler piping, I took both of them off at the intercooler, so we'll have less to deal with there. And then like I said, next we'll be taking all this stuff off, draining all of this, and well, obviously we're not draining the intercooler, but draining these two coolers, draining the transmission fluid out of the radiator, and we'll work on getting all this off, because it looks like I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm working a little quicker than I thought I was. We're only about an hour or so in, which is not too bad. Like I said, considering that I am taking all the bolts and putting them back where they came from. Because again, I figure that's just going to make everything much easier. Or like our wiring here for the rock lights, the FAS, and the light bar, zip tied those together. So, I don't know what that was. But anyway, that way they'll all stay together and whatnot. So, trying to keep everything organized has been a key thing for me here. So anyway, I'm gonna get at it here, get down here. I gotta go find a drain bucket. We'll get the transmission fluid draining and go ahead, pull our radiator, and then I'll check, see what kind of time we got left. And if we have enough time, we'll work on pulling this stuff here. All right, so we got, well, as you can see, we got a bunch accomplished today. And it is right at the time where I need to call it. So, fans off, fan shrouds off, alternators off, belts off, everything else. We did leave the power steering cooler hooked up. That way we don't have to mess with it. But regardless, there we have it. So, like I said, we kind of been putting everything in the bed of the truck. So, you know, this stuff, when I get everything tore apart, we need to get the injectors shipped out to holders. So we're gonna get those shipped out to them when this all gets torn apart. I don't know how far we're gonna tear this down in the truck. But again, I don't have an engine stand for this motor. So, I believe we're going to try to do as much as we possibly can in the truck. So, I do have a new AC compressor we're going to throw on. But I'm debating on what all to powder and what to leave alone. Like, I might powder coat this guy. I might do the fuel filter, oil filter housing. I think I'm going to leave these polished and then like put a nice polish on them. The turbo will be powdered. I'm debating on doing the Fickum. I might leave it alone to keep from having to take it apart, but I might do the intake. I don't know. I'm trying to decide, but if we, you know, whatever we powder, I'll make a pile, take everything to sandblast, and then I'm going to be the one to powder it. So regardless, we're making pretty decent progress. My grandpa did come out and help a bit, so that was pretty nice. But I also do enjoy doing stuff by myself. So anyway, I believe next we're going to work on getting the turbo out. We'll get the filter housings out and all that stuff, and we'll just continue on our teardown. So with that being said, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for this one. So if y'all enjoyed today's video, maybe you found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.